colleagues the need for an anonymous state, and don't even begin the conversation around marginalization, because that's the first thing. Because people will say we have Southwest 6 states, South 6 states, Northeast 6 states, North Central 6 states, Northwest 7 states, but Southeast 5 states. Is that part of the agenda to fix the Southeast that seems to be smaller in terms of the number of states, or what?
Well, almost just over a year ago, I had a meeting with the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where I discussed about the problems of Southeast, the insecurity in Southeast. What do we do to address it? And he knows the problems, and he also has an idea. The whole idea is that there should be some level of equity extended to the Igbos of Southeast by having an additional state. It wasn't going to be an easy task, to create one, but it is doable. And I'm happy that we have come this far. The point is this: even at that time, it was understood that the problems of Southeast, the agitations of the youths of Southeast, the killings there, the referring to the ESN groups and ESN and IPOB and the rest of them. These are young people who have come up to say that they are fighting for freedom because they are marginalized. And one of the areas that they've all spoken about and against is the fact that they are the only zone. Southeast is the only zone in Nigeria that has 5 states. Why is that? Why was it done intentionally to undermine them? Of course, yes. And from engaging those youths, it became so obvious that if a step is taken in creating one state, just one state, to bring it apart with the 5 other zones, let's leave Northwest out of this now, at least bring it apart to the 4 other zones, then something would have been done for them. Yes, they are clamoring for different things, but not least, of course, the release of Nnamdi Kanu. They're asking for it. We know that is something that has to be done. It was just
Nnamdi Kanu to be.
Oh yes, yeah. Of course.
Why do you think so?
Nnamdi Kanu has been in custody for some time now. I believe that he has been held unjustly. Many people feel that way.
As a lawyer, do you think so?
Oh yes. And
the judicial process is unjust?
Yes. Yeah, no, it has been. There's a lot of delays in prosecuting him and all that. If you want to get him tried and convicted, get on with it. But this is a guy who has been held unjustly aside, for so many months.
And the Buhari government started it.
I'm not talking about this government. I'm talking about the previous government under Buhari.
When it's facing a judicial process right now.
Yes.
Saying is just because the argument is that there should be a political solution, maybe a null prosecution. Prosecution should be established on that for the case to be withdrawn. But there are those who say, well, there are allegations and it's left for the law for him to have his day in court, which is in process.
But as you know, there has been some pronouncements by the Federal High Court, which has not been respected, so his incarceration is the main reason for the crisis in Southeast.
But the crisis started before he was even arrested.
No.
The killings, the burning of police station, the killing of police officers and all whatnot.
Well, look, the problem in Southeast is very different from what is in the Northeast or Northwest and all those areas. The problem in Southeast has to do with the perceived injustice by governments, successive governments. So what needs to be done? And it's why I'm here today, talking about the creation of states to make up the number up to 5. And then you have the release of Nnamdi Kanu. By the time you do these 2 things, I am almost certain that peace will return to Southeast.
Let me ask you this question.
I have spoken to so many youths in from Southeast, and they have assured me that that they are prepared to be engaged by us, by the leadership. When this is done, they don't want to die. The youths don't want to die. They want to go back to schools. They want to go back to their jobs. All they want is some level of respect and acknowledgement by the nation, by the government of Nigeria.
I wonder, Senator, in all of this, what gives you the optimism that this is going to be successful?
I am an optimist generally, and there's really nothing that I've put my mind to that I've not achieved. I remember many years ago, I told them I wanted to build a sports university. They said, but why sports university? And I said, look, there's need for a sports university. Many people didn't believe it would happen, but now we are in our third year running. Many years ago, I said I wanted to go to Antarctica. People said, why do you want to go to Antarctica? It's nobody goes there. And I did, just to prove a point. And then, of course, when I started to work on the Paris Club reforms, people said, but it's not possible to take British government to court. It's not possible to take American government to court or the French. I said, well, it is doable. And I did.
You have done so many impossible things.
Of course, yes.
Even personally, you have done many impossible things.
Tell me what it is.
You married 4 wives. That's almost impossible. Isn't it?
That's another
kettle of...
another topic for
we need a lecture on how you can be able to achieve that.
Every man should do that. Every man should do that.
The Bible does not prescribe that.
Oh, the Old Testament does. Old Testament.
So you're a man of Old Testament.
I'm a man of faith.
To marry
I'm
more?
a man of faith. Yes.
You're planning to marry more?
Well, look, that's not what you're here for either.
I'm just asking. By the way, what do you have 4? I mean, how did you achieve that? That's incredible.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you have a wife. But you also have girlfriends. That's
no, I don't actually. I'm a Christian. One wife. That's what the Bible preaches.
I will make some research. Do some research about you.
Please do. Find out. But I mean, in all of this, how do you manage it? Because it's incredibly difficult to even manage being with a partner. Not talk of 1, 2, 3, and 4. You don't have any regrets.
The example I gave is this. Just imagine telling you to stand on 1 foot, on 1 leg. You know how difficult it is. But to stand on 2, 3, 4 is much more balanced. That's just the example I gave.
Yeah.
Do you understand it? So I feel sorry for those who have 1 wife, because it's difficult to stand on 1 leg.
And you don't have any regrets?
No.
If you have your way, you still
I will
more.
do the same thing again and again. Of course, yes.
And you have a knack of marrying beautiful women.
Wow.
And young ones too.
This is the way it is. And that's the way it should be.
But you're not the ones that beat them.
You should marry who you want to marry.
You're not the one that beats them.
No, come on. I am not a violent person. I respect my wives. I love them. And I love my kids. No, not at all. Not at all.
All right. So the impossibility brought us there. That's not the topic. The impossibility brought us. There are those who say, legally speaking, procedurally, this is almost impossible.
No, it is not. What is impossible about it? I remember when I discussed it with the president, as I was saying before, he assured me before I left PDP to APC that he will support it as long as we at the National Assembly are able to do our work. And our work is almost done, because by the time we get to the 3rd reading and then the referendum, the president will take it from there.
A referendum is an expensive task. It's like an election.
It is a plebiscite.
Yeah, it's a plebiscite.
And it will be done.
It will be conducted in Delta.
And the 5 states of Southeast.
Of the Southeast.
Of course, yes.
And you think that will happen?
Of course it will happen. It's a process.
The National Assembly the houses of Assembly have to concur.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, those are the least of the problems. Because at the right time, Mr. President will call the governors and tell them to append the
reason why I recall your legal your expertise or training is the fact that in the last 27 years, the last person that is able to create a state is the military government. Have you looked at the section of the Constitution that states the creation of states, local government, boundary adjustment, and all of that? It makes it extremely difficult to be able to add to what we have in existence. And that's why a lot of lawyers, a lot of legal minds will tell you it's almost an impossibility.
Look, what the Constitution has done is to provide for steps to be taken, provide for things to be done, and you just follow them. For example, this president is very strategic, and he has done wonderful things. And I know he will still do many wonderful things. But the most important thing that he would have done for us, the Anyomas and the Igbos, generally, is to give them that 1 state. Something that, as you said rightly, that no other civilian administration has done. So he will do it. He will do it because he understands what to do.
And you had this discussion with the president.
And he loves the Igbos, he loves the Southeast. He knows that this has to be done to bring peace. He wants peace across Nigeria. And he knows that that is one thing that is needed to bring peace and justice to the Igbos.
Anthropologically, that those who argue otherwise, who will say anthropologically there's no link between Anioma and the Southeast. Anioma still reside anthropologically, culturally, and ideologically in the South.
I've just told you the South was just a recent creation. Before then, I just told you how we were described as Western Igbos, as a Midwestern Igbos, as Bendel Igbos, and now Delta Igbos. So what do they call us Igbos? And as I told you, we all have Igbo names. We all have Igbo culture. We know. Look, I spent 5. Mine is Chinedu, but everybody call me Ned from Chinedu. Oh. There is no. There's no. Do you have any Igbo or any Anioma person in this country?
I'm very sure we do.
Ask them their Igbo name. They'll tell you their Igbo name. And was there any time of war of conquest by Igbos across the Niger that they came to conquer us and that compelled us to bear Igbo names? No. Our market days are 4 market days. They want to have, and that's exactly what they have in Southeast. And the history is the same.
Let me quickly ask you this. When you say the Onitsha word for come is Bia, how does an normal person say?
Bia neighbor. Look, when an Ndokoman speaks, I will understand. They also understand me. When an Nika person speaks, we understand each other. I just told you there are different dialects. London, for example, has different dialects. From east of London to west of London to south of London to they all have different dialects.
Senator,
they all speak English.
Senator, we're totally out of time. I'd like to get your final thought.
Anyoma will be done as a state in Southeast, and that would bring peace to Southeast. Because some of my people are worried about the unrest in Southeast, and I'm assuring them that there will be peace in Southeast once an Anyoma state is created as the choice of the of the Igbos. Now, what has happened is that the National Assembly Committee has put together a committee to decide on which state to choose from. There are about 7 states from Southeast, and we are one of those states because we at the public hearing we also presented our case in Enugu. So I am sure. I'm almost certain,
totally out of time.
I'm almost certain that we will be chosen.
All right, Senator Chinedu. Otherwise, Senator Nwoko. Thank you so much indeed for that.
Thank you.